This segment of the news is brought to you by Smitty's Cards and Coins. Would you like to know what your collectibles are worth? Come by 2281 Postal Road, Unit 4, across from the post office.
Well, several major news outlets were blocked this morning from attending an off-camera White House press briefing that other reporters were handpicked to attend, raising alarm among media organizations and First Amendment watchdogs. The decision struck veteran White House journalists as unprecedented in the modern era and escalated tensions in the already fraught relationship between the Trump administration and the press. CNN, the New York Times, the Los Angeles Times, Politico, and BuzzFeed were among those excluded from the meeting, which was held in the White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer's office. The meeting, which is known as a gaggle, was held in lieu of the daily televised question and answer session in the White House briefing room. When reporters from these organizations tried to enter Spicer's office for the gaggle, they were told they could not attend because they were not on the list of attendees. The Associated Press and several others chose not to participate in the gaggle and boycotted the move. Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Tapping our news, infrastructure stocks take a hit. Yesterday, President Trump met with top manufacturers. He once again pledged to bring millions of jobs back to the U.S. by ending trade deals. However, infrastructure stocks such as U.S. Steel showed signs of crumbling on reports that the president's spending plans to fix up roads and bridges may be delayed until next year. The president also brought up the topic of a border tax. An uptick last week in the number of Americans filing for jobless claims. Claims rose by 6,000, but stayed well below the benchmark 300,000 mark. According to the Labor Department, the data still shows that the labor market is strong. Economists say that could lead to wage growth. Nordstrom surprised Wall Street analysts after the close last night. The retailer posted earnings above expectations. Sales were in line with estimates. The stock rose on the news. Nordstrom also released plans to open a new store and 15 discount stores this year.
The Nye County Board of County Commissioners made a decision regarding the execution of the Ryan White Grant, which provides $521 annually for janitorial services.
1, to award the bid, and 2, to execute the contract, and 3, to partially fund from 101.
Motion to award the bid, motion to execute the contract, and 3, the funding also.
As listed.
As listed.
All right. Is there a second?
I'll second it for discussion.
All right. Motion by Commissioner Wickman, second by Commissioner Boraski. Commissioner Boraski, further discussion.
Pam, are these new people? They're not the ones we've had right along?
Yeah. Yes, this is a new vendor for the county.
Okay.
What are we paying now?
Currently, I believe it's $156,000 a year.
Thank you.
Ooh, found somebody cheaper. I like it. Me like it. Commissioners, any other comments, questions?
I want to know what the Ryan White Fund covers, and is it appropriate to cover this item under Ryan White's fund?
Absolutely. The Ryan White grant is a grant to assist AIDS patients in the Valley, and I understand Health and Human Services has an office within their facility that is cleaned under this contract, and per the Ryan White grant, they are allowed to charge office expenses and office cleanings to this grant.
Well, I think that's really stretching it, considering this is to help AIDS patients. And I think that that office should be covered. It doesn't say what portion, basically, but that office should be covered under the same thing we cover the other offices under. That's just my general opinion, so I'm not going to support this because I have a problem with whether this is actually kosher or not.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed?
Aye.
4-1.
I'm not opposed to cleaning. I'm opposed to taking it out of that fund.
Right. We understand.
More from Tuesday's BOCC agenda after the break.